Okay, so what do you understand by lean? Can you just tell me the English meaning of lean?
Sleek, thin.
Okay. Sleek, thin.
Tiny, narrow.
Narrow. So yes,
Yeah.
exactly, lean meaning thin, slim trim, okay? Yeah, this is exactly what I mean, no fat, no extra stuff, just to the point. So if we are if we don't if we don't there is no extra flesh in the body, we call you person is lean, right? So this is what exactly it means. Removing the waste from the project is lean. Okay, so when I say removing the waste from the project, it means that I am not implementing the functionality which is not needed. I am sorry, I am not focusing on um, unnecessary stuff. I'm just working to the point. I'm just focusing on the business performance. I'm just business requirement. And once, and my solutions are all based on achieving what I actually need. Okay. So to do this, so this is one of the big one of the items under the umbrella of agile is lean. Okay, so here we are continuously working on implementing only those functionalities, or probably working on that aspect of project which is just needed. So this might also mean that I am not implementing the Coding standards as of now, right? I would write a code, probably I have not implemented it using OOPS concept. I just wrote everything. I wanted to do 3+2. I just hard coded everything and just delivered the result 5, right? My main intention is I delivered that 3+2 is 5. I did not focus how I got it, but I just achieved it. I did not waste my time implementing or improvising the quality standard, the coding standard. I did not waste my time on any of this stuff. I just focused on what actually was needed. So actually I needed was 3+2. Once I got it, I said I have delivered the functionality. But here it is, the catch is, it does not mean that you would not focus on this refactoring of the code. This refactoring of the code would be in discussion, in transparency with the client, would be done at the later stage. Okay. So my main agenda here is that I am delivering the acceptance criteria, I am meeting the acceptance criteria, and I am delivering what is needed. So it is beneficial where, you know, when you have very less time and you just want to have a quality product, where you just want to have all the features properly implementing, they are working properly. This is where the lean would best fit in. And probably the code can be improvised at the later stages. So lean is about thinking differently. Lean says eliminate waste, right? So when I'm working in lean, as I mentioned, I'm just working to the point. I am not focusing on extra additional stuff. I am working on what exactly is needed. I am amplifying my learning. Since I am doing a constant review, I have increased feedback cycles are there, because I'm just focused on delivering the product. I'm just working too fast to get it done. There would be a decreased feedback cycle. I mean, the time of the feedback cycle would be reduced. And since I'm doing that and I'm implementing the feedback as fast as possible, so I'm learning through it, that how I can deliver a quality product. I get feedbacks early at a very early stage, so I know what things I need to take care in the future. Now, next is decide as late as possible. Can somebody tell me what would that mean?
I mean, one thing would be to get as many
Yeah, as many feedbacks as possible, like from all the stakeholders, and then instead of hurrying into the decision, like just take everybody's perspective and then take one a call out of it.
No, but then that would reduce the impact of having the feedbacks. Then I would not be amplifying my learning there. I got the feedback, but if I did not make use of it, no point having a feedback. To a certain extent, yes, it is right. I would pick up the feedbacks which are really important. I would not negate that statement completely, but I would just pick up the few important stuff. So I will bar my decisions on anything, maybe hiring a resource, or maybe getting a new server, or maybe any decision. I would try to bar it as much as I can, because the later I decide, more clarity I would have. Right? So in one way, maybe about taxation system, right? I started working on a taxation system in maybe June, right? And my summer budget is happening, and I'm not sure what if there would be some changes in the service tax, if there would be some changes in the VAT. If I go while the budget is happening in June only, if I go and implement it, and if things get changed in the budget, I would have to go back to it and implement it later again. That is a double effort for me. But if I bar the decision, okay, since I would not be needing a taxation system before February, or maybe before January, if it's a huge org, you would start maybe preparing it in Jan. So let me bar the decision till November. I'll wait till November, so that if at all any changes have to be made, it would be done in a winter session, and I would implement it then. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then is deliver as fast as possible, which is again a simple agile principle. We have been talking about deliver as fast as possible, quick delivery cycles are there. Empower the team. Your team owns everything. It's not that they are not guided or commanded to do something. They own it, right? Build quality in. So since the stakeholder involvement in agile is pretty high, right? The quality of any product that would be delivered would always be pretty high, because since stakeholders can see the product on almost a daily basis or on a weekly basis, they would be reviewing it, they would be giving it the feedback. So you are building the quality. You are ensuring the end product, the confidence level of their end product would be very high. Then it says see the whole. It says think big, right? Don't just focus on one thing. Think on a bigger picture. See the bigger picture, how it would help. Now, for example, if I'm the same example of a taxation system, for an ERP system, a taxation is a very high requirement. But had I not seen the budgets and the time where I'm going to implement it, I would have done it. I did not see the bigger picture. There are budget coming in, so coming in there would be some changes in the taxes slabs or maybe something. I saw the bigger picture and I held on my decision. I did not implement it. Right? So see the bigger picture, think big. Okay? Then, so let's see what are the benefits of lean. After listening to him, let's discuss the benefits. So what do you think would be the, what is the biggest benefit you see of implementing this approach?
Yeah, one is optimal utilization, like whatever resources we've got, and using it to the best means, like as we said, like getting rid of the waste and taking the cream out of your resources. I mean, not only human resources. I mean, all sorts of resources, and using the cream out of it.
Yes, exactly. And anybody else?
Yeah, same. I mean, what is needed? What is the actual need? Identify it, deliver it. There is no extra things, no waste things.
Right. So I'll just read the slides. I think all of you have answered that. So it identifies the value, what is the value, what would give you the maximum value to the customer, and we try to eliminate the waste. We do not focus on priority 3 and priority 4. Our focus is first on the priority 1 items. Right? If I talk from a defect backlog perspective, if I have to be lean, my focus would be fixing the priority 1. Priority 3s and priority 4s can be taken care of later. Right? Then I'm continuously improving the pursuit of perfection since I'm getting the continuous feedback. Right. So if I am working on priority 1 defects, if one or two of the defects are probably reopen or they need to be refixed, I might be fixing some number of priority 3 and priority 4 defects while I'm fixing priority 1. It could be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am improving continuously. And customer sees the value addition. I am adding a value. I am building a trust in the eyes of the customer. So now, when we are talking about lean, there are 3 types of waste. One is called Muda, Muri, and Mura. So what is Muda? Which it says work which absorbs resource but adds no value. So we should not work on that item or a task which is adding no value, but is consuming my resource. So for example, if I am trying to improvise my code when there is an important delivery to go ahead, I am focusing on the customer, on the coding standards and adding comments. It is consuming my time, but it's not adding the value for that particular moment, right? Then Muri, unreasonable work that is imposed on workers and machines, same like implementing of the coding standards at that particular time. If I'm implementing, if my, I don't want to do it, but my manager keeps telling me, oh, do it, that is Muri. So that is imposing of the work. Then Mura, so Lean says that works come in tits and bits. You would be working it in an incremental way. There would be never a situation when you get a big bang amount of a work. Since you are working on the priorities, even if you, while implementing something, you saw something that this should be done this way. So for example, if in a login screen, my requirement says username cannot be, should be 3 or more characters, right? But while I was developing it, I realized there are many people with name Joe, J-O, Joe, right? I will just go back to the client and ask him that it needs to be, this is an improvement request, this needs to be modified, this needs to be implemented. My client would reprioritize that for me. So if he'll feel that, okay, this needs to be implemented now and then only, he'll give me a priority. And he will pull out the same amount of work for that particular task, right? So if one thing is added, other thing of equal priority or equal effort would be taken out.